Yes, sir. Happy Sunday.
What's up?
Yo,
Man.
What's going on, fellas?
man.
We had some games today.
Did we though?
Today.
We started early today.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Yes. We represented
I
early.
finally watched a early game this week.
Yeah, you know,
Germany.
I saw you were up doing some moves. I was like, oh, he up.
That's the first early game that I actually made it to. I didn't have a kicker in like 3 leagues. So yeah, I was up trying to find kickers and some other stuff, and I was late to the party. I'm losing in every league, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I don't feel sorry for you. I was up at 6:00 for a 6:30 game. So
Yeah, I feel you. What
Yeah,
about
I get to go
Thursday?
to
What did
bed
I
early.
tell you? I told you what my Panthers was going to do, boy. I told you the defense ain't playing. They
Fly,
came to
Panthers,
play.
fly.
They can't. No, it's proud Panthers, proud on the road to
I thought it
victory.
was pound.
Scratch Panthers, scratch. Score a touchdown. 1, 2, 3. They have a song. Yeah, it's a very interesting fight song.
No
You should hear it.
need
They
to
showed
sing.
up. They showed up.
They showed up and showed out. I really appreciated it. I didn't appreciate Mr. Cordarrelle. It was light work. I'm like, come on, man. Come on,
Hey, well,
man.
Foreman helped me out. Foreman did help, and Carolina defense helped.
Foreman had a $130.
Yeah, wish I
Yeah.
had him. I had Chuba Hubbard.
My condolences.
Oh,
Well,
all
don't
right.
feel too bad.
Thankfully, he was
I
on
played
the bench.
Pitts. Oh, well, I
Mr.
played
Pitts.
Pitts because I didn't.
Touchdown
Well, I didn't have
magnet.
injury. I didn't have
Wow.
injury.
Yeah, quite a few injuries in the last few days.
Yeah, you see Cooper Cup?
Yeah,
No, I don't see him. I
Today.
wish I was seeing him right now. I wish I saw him that whole game. He got me 1
Wow.
point, respectively. So
Yeah,
yeah,
It was that low. He had one.
that's
He
a
didn't
hurt.
get hurt
I
till later
lied.
in
He
the
got
game.
me 3 points.
He didn't get hurt until later in the game.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he hasn't been over the last probably 4 weeks. He hasn't been putting up the numbers that was winning me games earlier in the season.
Yeah, well,
No, he hasn't.
Even Van Jefferson got a touchdown today.
You
Speaking
see,
of Jefferson,
Yeah,
whoa.
and Daryl Henderson. That's the ugliest fantasy team to depend on. Like you have no
Yeah.
idea. And they
I'm
say
not.
and
Cade
I
Williams
hope
was
nobody
activated.
picked up Mariota like you told him to. But if
I didn't
they
tell
did,
anybody this
so be
week.
it. That-
Nah, I didn't tell
this
anybody
week,
this week.
not this week.
Not this week.
But next week for Mario,
Possibly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He'll still be on the
Next
wire.
year.
How about that? He'll still be on your waiver wire. If
He'll
you
be
want him,
available.
Go get him. Go
And he
get him.
should
If you
be.
want him, go get him.
You can get them on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday.
You can get him Saturday, Sunday morning. All right.
let's run through a couple of these
Run these
games. So this morning, Seattle Seahawks, the Buccaneers, 16-21. What were your disappointments? What were your surprises?
The surprising disappointment was they tried to run the Philly special again and still can't get it right. This dude even got a penalty. It was the most ridiculous football play
Hey,
ever.
that wasn't a real penalty. He fell. He's 45 years
He tripped
old.
the man.
When
He
you
tripped
40,
that man.
when you 45 and you fall down, you don't
You
fall the
trip
way you
people.
do when you're 22. Right. If anybody's near you, they might get
automatically
tripped.
true.
Somebody. But we got Leonard Fournette, who then ended up not being in the game. And I got this dude in a league where I need him to perform. And he literally comes out, throws a pass, way short, gets intercepted. I don't even know how many points I lost behind his interception.
Well, all I know is matter of fact, in our league, I did play Rashard White, and I
Great
played him
play.
on a hunch. I played
Great
him on
play.
there. I think he got me 30, 33 points. And, I
He
seen
had
the
like
trend
105
coming.
yards, right?
Yeah, exactly. The trend has been coming as far as playing time has been increasing, and it went from it went from him basically doing like a third of Leonard Fournette to being a 65-45. So I mean 65-35. So
Yeah.
that was good. That worked out, and
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a great
um,
play. A couple. I saw a lot of teams have ran him this week
Yeah,
yeah. I'm
in fantasy.
yeah. I
glad
was
I didn't play Cade Auden. I had him in my lineup, and at 6 o'clock I took him out. So
well. That was a good play. You got some instincts, some fantasy instincts.
Absolutely. That's why he the guru.
yeah,
Exactly.
well, it wasn't too
Let's talk.
difficult once they said Cameron Brate was playing. But go ahead, man.
I'm sorry. Let's talk about this Minnesota Buffalo.
Man,
Man,
what a game!
Crazy.
How stupid! I don't. I'm mad personally.
as a Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs owner coach, I'm
mm,
disgusted.
disgusted.
Just take a knee. Like even
My
at the
my
end of the
whole
game.
thing. It first of all, y'all was getting clearly beat. They were getting clearly beaten. But it just seemed like they beat themselves. And I
Oh yeah.
really wanted them to win. I'm not a fan of either team, but I wanted them to win for some NFC reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
always go for the AFC team.
What I do know is the Vikings have one loss, and I know who beat them, so I'm good with that.
Only one.
Oh, Lazard just went for like a 40-yarder, just so y'all.
Look at him!
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
him!
Yeah. Alan Lazar foot race.
Please beat them.
Inside
I'm
the
so
20
tired
now.
of hearing about Dallas's defense and
Oh, here you go again.
yeah, I'm
I
tired of it.
know.
Bro, they still got them ranked like number 6 in the whole NFL, and I'm like, no, they're not.
Well, I saw Philly ranked number 1, so calm it down. Philly was
No, they
ranked
still
number
not.
1 now.
I don't know what ranking you saw. I still see Buffalo and Kansas
Well, I mean,
City
as far
being
as
put ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I need Aaron Jones to keep tallying up points. So
No, he can slow down a little bit.
I
He's no
need
need for all
AJ
of that.
Dillon to keep doing
Right.
something.
I was about to say, I played AJ Dillon.
Yeah, I played him too. He actually having a decent game for what he usually get. He getting more work than usual, which is interesting moving forward.
Well,
Like
I guess you
I
got
don't
your
wish
wish.
nothing bad on nobody, but if Adams, hey, if anything happened, boy, he'd be on deck.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That game should have been over. That game should have been over like 7 different times. Just fundamental football, really, when it comes down to it. You take the ball, hand it off, take the knee. There's not too much difficult to understand. And
Since
at the
it's
end of the game,
on,
forcing it.
Yeah.
since the game is on and about to be over, can we address these players and what's the bull, Watson? What do you think? Grabbing him off the wire? What? Is he on your team?
Yeah.
Is he solidifying himself?
I have him at the
as
bench
Aaron
on a couple of
Rodgers'
teams.
number 1 option?
He's looking good. He's
He
looking
looked
good.
good tonight. It's one game. I remember the first week when he dropped that 75-yarder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that play. They replayed it, and I was like,
keep
yeah,
in
I
mind,
remember that.
Keep in mind, Lazard is a number 1, but keep in mind he's being shadowed right now. Diggs is doing him over the top, and then they got him on the bottom as well. So that's why Watson is open more so. So it's also complementary to whatever defense they're playing against. If they have a shutdown shadow cornerback, then this guy's gonna eat. But as far as skill set, no, I agree with you.
Green Bay just won.
Ready.
Yeah, they just won. Game set match. Another loss for the fantastic Dallas Dummies. Anyway.
This is insane.
Yes. It's
Insane.
amazing.
Oh, yeah. I got
What's
Bill.
the next game?
What's
the next game?
Pick is up
Well,
and good.
like we said with Minnesota and what's now, I mean, it was your normal culprits, Diggs, and Allen still had a decent game, but
Nah, Jefferson went bananas.
Jefferson went bananas.
He went bananas.
Gabe
Which
Davis
means Kirk
had a
Cousins
decent-
went bananas. I always underrate Kirk, I think, especially for fantasy value.
Yeah,
The man puts up points. You know what I'm saying? He does. And I watched a couple of jumping throws today where I was like, stop jumping and just throw the damn ball. But, you know, I think that's what I something I don't like about Kirk. He just a little weird, but he put up fantasy points for sure. And Jefferson, Eagles fans today were mad again. They were still there. They was like, where's Rieger? You know what I'm saying?
First round,
Mr.
Rieger.
Jefferson could be with us, but they're happy
Right.
with the receivers they have. So
yeah.
Oh, man, imagine if y'all had Jefferson and then put AJ Brown.
we're
on the
not
other
imagining
side.
none of that, bro. We're not imagining none of that. It's not a reality.
All right. Detroit and Chicago. Another good game. Detroit and Chicago.
Ooh.
I'm glad
Justin
Amon-Ra
Fields.
St.
Justin
I'm glad they
Fields.
finally hit up Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had not been really getting the connection that he, to match his skill set. So I'm glad he was able to do that. I know he did get banged up towards the end of the game, so I'm a little concerned about that. And as far as on the other side of the field, Mr. Fields is Mr. Fields. Like, he's for real. And, I know a lot of people was poo-pooing on him, including yours truly. But he's shown it that he's going to be formidable. And, I can imagine until next year when they get one more weapon, they're going to be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Chicago run the ball more.
For selfish reasons or for football reasons?
For fantasy purposes, sir. Are you
right?
kidding me?
Selfish reasons.
And I don't know. What do you mean?
They are running the ball.
I think, but not enough, man.
No, they're running it enough, just not with the person you want.
I don't have any of it. I got no more stock in that team. You know what I'm saying? Run the ball. Run the ball.
Because you're running Herbert and Montgomery.
Oh my God! I need them to run. I want 17 touches each. You know what I'm saying?
Cole
My
Kmet.
other option was Latavius Murray, and I ran Herbert and Montgomery. It was about the same result. I ain't got no backs in that league. Oh my God, it sucks.
No, I hear you.
You were saying Cole Kmet. That's who I put in when I told you that I took Cade Otton out of the lineup this morning at 6. I took out Cade Otton and I put in Cole Kmet. And I was
had
like,
a game.
I was just sweet. I was only hoping to get 10 points. That's all I needed was 10. And he decided
he got you. He had to get you about 30. Yeah, he did. He had a big boy downfield.
Man,
I saw that.
Yeah, nice move. I played him in one league. Since Andrews was out, I picked him up because Andrews was out.
Exactly.
And then your boy, don't forget about your boy Mooney. Don't try to move on without talking about your boy Mooney.
I didn't see him do anything.
I didn't see him do anything either.
Because he did.
Because he did.
Who was better, him or Chase Claypool?
I'm gonna pick him up off the wire, and then I'm gonna propose a trade to you. You know what I'm saying?
You better try somebody from Chicago with that.
All right, Russell Wilson and Tannehill.
Here we go. Here we go with Russell Wilson. First of all, he actually had a good game.
He did.
He's a loser now. I don't want him. I don't like losers on my team. The dude has become a certified
I feel like
loser,
this.
yo.
He little over 2
He is, however, I had to play Sutton. I had to play Sutton in one league, and it worked out. It worked out. I got 12 points out of Sutton, especially with Judy going down.
Yeah.
Picking up Daniel Jones off the wire and played him, and he did just as good as Russell Wilson. He only had 197 passing yards, but I mean, I don't trust Russell Wilson. I don't. So I'm glad he had a good game, but I wouldn't trust him off the
Oh no, I
wire.
wouldn't. I
I
wouldn't play
trusted
him.
Daniel Jones over him. I trusted Daniel Jones against Houston over him.
I'll take Daniel Jones over him. I mean, he had a mediocre game. 280, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's a matchup thing with him, with them. You know.
Oh boy.
It's a
Fuck your
matchup
boy
The
Derrick
game.
Henry though. What happened to
I
Derrick
picked up
Henry?
I picked up a quarterback this morning that
Nothing.
because in that league where I have two quarterbacks, I have Derek Carr and Kyler Murray, and I'm like, I can't take the risk with Murray, so I picked up Jared Goff.
Hmm.
It wasn't bad.
That's
It
not
wasn't
bad.
great though. Nah, I thought it was
Yeah.
just to fill that spot because there's not a receiver or running back or tight end or anything that I could put in that flex spot that's going to score more than a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Golf could do it any week though.
Yeah.
Any
Wish he
week.
had a little bit better week, but he didn't do terrible. You know.
Jacksonville, KC.
Oh, I thought you was asking about Henry.
Well, I
didn't
was
see
asking about
any of
Henry,
that.
but
Yeah.
nobody said anything.
Oh yeah, no, I was, but I didn't want to talk over Mo. I don't know what happened to him. MIA. I was gonna ask Mo because Mo is the Derrick Henry truther, so I was gonna ask him what happened to your boy.
Yeah, I thought at some point during the day, because I didn't see that game, at some point during the day, I thought he must be hurt and in an ambulance because he was missing in action, bruh. He was really missing in action. And then late in the game, I see him put up another 1 point, and I was like, "Oh, so you're there?
Yeah,
you're
he
at
wasn't
the
even
game."
scripted out. I have no idea. He wasn't even scripted
And
out
he had
of
on
the
his
game.
uniform and everything.
Yeah, he was fully dressed. He was in full uniform.
But Trey
Family
Burks did
emergency.
see a little action. Traylon Burks got a little action, so
Oh,
that was
did he?
good to see. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good to
he
see
did.
him getting back in the fold. So Tennessee, they're gonna be doing better, but that's about it.
Not
for
today
Tennessee.
though.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't go well. But I think they actually played okay because the defense apparently did something. They held
Oh yeah.
them to what, 27?
Oh yeah.
Which to me is not bad, but you got to put up points too,
Well, in the PPR league, Tennessee Titan defense got me 44 points in the full PPR league. So
I picked up that receiver in two leagues
Yeah.
that I said I wasn't going to pick up, Valdez Scantling. That's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
MVS.
He didn't do bad.
But that's Kansas City though.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but you made a good pick last
Oh.
week when you said the boy Tony. You thought it was going to change the dynamic of how people are open and where everybody is. I think the spacing on Kansas City is important because quite a few people had decent games and they didn't even put up that many points.
Well, remember, Juju got hurt. He got knocked out of the game. And then shortly after that, MVS, he got hurt. He got knocked out of the game. And remember, Hardman didn't even play the game.
Well,
He
no,
was
I
already
didn't see
hurt.
that game. So
Oh, yeah.
all
Yeah,
them
Hardman-
people got hurt? Wow.
Yeah. McCall
Yeah.
Hardman didn't even play. He was already ruled out. He missed practice. He was limited once, and he missed practice the week. And then they lost the other two, Juju and MVS. So it was open for Tony and Kelsey and
Oh,
et cetera.
wow. Wow. That's
think-
interesting moving forward. I think defenses are going to move differently. You might have to taper your expectations for a couple of those guys if you have them. I mean, but
Yeah.
if they can show up,
I
then
think
so be it.
Tony can. I think they're gonna be using him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just looking at the numbers, it looked like he gonna get a lot of usage. Like I said, I didn't see that game, but
He
yeah.
seems like a guy that Andy Reid can do a lot of things with. So
One of those.
yeah, kind of one of those
Versatile. Yeah.
the hybrid.
We running end arounds and all that.
I left on the other side of the ball. I left Christian Kirk on the bench in the league.
Yeah, good game. Yeah.
I played him in one league. I left him in the bench in our league, but yeah, he did.
Didn't you just trade for him and you put him on the bench?
Well, I traded for him not to play. I needed some depth in my wide receiver core. Because
Who did better,
Jacksonville's
your starting
player.
wide receiver or Kirk?
Oh, my starter. It'd have been my flex. So I'm waiting to see what Palmer does tonight. But yeah. So let's see what Palmer does tonight. But it was more so for the playoff push. Jacksonville's playoff is going to be really nice. Well, fantasy playoff is going to be really nice for Jacksonville.
Yeah, the teams they're playing. Yeah.
So that's what that was for.
That's smart. I like it. I like it.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the next one on the
Brown.
agenda?
Your boy Nick Chubb, Browns and Dolphins.
Hey, he not always there when you call, but he always on time. Mr. Chubb gonna get you some points. He didn't have an explosive day today, but it was still very productive. I would run with this dude week in and week out. I'm drafting him again next year. I'm already planning on it.
Number one?
You drafted number one?
No, I'm not drafting him number one because people usually let him sit around close to the second round, third round.
No respect.
And I'll be grabbing him up.
The thing about the game today was the game script. You know, Chubb is not he's not a third down back, so he's not going to catch it out the backfield often. So therefore, when you go up against an offense powerhouse like Miami, you got to temper your expectations for Chubb's productivity, at least for this week. And so he exceeded expectations. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. But you know, Miami's offense is even though Waddle and Hill didn't really have the traditional explosive days, they did it more on the ground. And Mr. Wilson and Mr. Mostert, they.
But if you want to talk about fantasy value, I really believe Nick Chubb is like in the top 3 players you could have for value. Yeah. If you can get him in the second, third round, because he consistently finishes the year as a top 3 back, but people just kind of shy away from it because it's Cleveland, I think.
I mean, there's been a few of those. Even Hill, Tyreek Hill, he was a second round selection this year, but you know,
and I wasn't even looking for him because I didn't believe. I'm like, I know you fast and everything, but that offense there is different, and I didn't think he would be as good as he is. I didn't think he would have the same experience in Miami.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either. But I had the opportunity to pick him up in a couple of leagues, and I did not do it.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Another NFC East team, Giants, Texans. Of course, Saquon Barkley. You know.
Yeah. Slayton popped off. If you were brave enough to play him, he paid off for you. Out of this game, just Slayton, Saquon, and Pierce is. It pretty much, it doesn't matter who they're playing. Pierce is going to always be a viable option. And I will say, even though Brandon Cooks, before the game started, even though Brandon Cooks got his captain status snatched away from him, he still did well. He actually had a touchdown that was called back, and so it was good to get back in off the scheme.
I never believe in the Giants.
It didn't happen.
But I believed in Daniel Jones today. They're playing Houston, so I'm like, well, it's a win, which bothers me as well for the NFC. So I'm watching the Giants. I got to pay attention to the Giants. And Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones is playing himself into fantasy usefulness. And Pierce. And so, it's a lot going on over there. I'm paying attention, you know.
Saquon is
a game changer.
Yeah. All these
I got him. I only have him in one league. I wish I had him in like 3. You know, I could really use his services in the other couple of leagues, you know.
Yeah, I think I have him in 3. But all right. Still one of the quiet games. Steelers, Saints. I needed the Saints to lose. Glad to see them lose.
Same here. I'm always happy to see the Saints lose. And don't do
that. I'm a Saints.
I picked the Steelers defense, so that worked out good.
They like my 17th team, yo.
Yes, I know. I remember. I still feel Jalen Warren is much more explosive than Mr. Not Hines.
Harris.
Yeah, see, he's so forgettable. But yeah, than Mr. Harris. So I definitely say you need to stash Warren if you don't have him already. And on the other side, I'm glad that Taysom Hill toying is over with. And I don't know what happened with Olave.
Thank you. Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering. You know, I have Kamara in a couple of leagues, and it's been not even close to his last couple of seasons. You know,
I'll say this: don't be surprised if you don't see Jameis Winston back next week.
No, I've got him on my IR in a couple of leagues. I'm gonna just let him go. You know, I don't see it happening. I think he's the better quarterback,
and I think they realize that now.
How did you not know that when he got there? But he was really hurt. You know,
he was hurt. He was hurt.
His back was broken in a few places, so I don't know how you really come back the same year from your back being broken. But I would love to see him out there giving it a try. Give it the old college try, Jameis. Throw 3 interceptions and 5 touchdowns. I
want to mention Olave. It was a weird game for him. I did watch the game. Mm-hmm. He was getting targeted. He got targeted several times. But it was like funny where he got blasted on one. It was, you know, it was flags being called. But
no, I agree with you. And he had, I think he had 3 personal fouls he had 3 penalties that were called in his favor. So, you know, obviously that's 3 more receptions he could and should have would have had, which also could have been an extra 58 more yards that he would have had. And that changes everything. 58 yards is an extra 5 points plus the percentage, you know, so that's it. That's at least 8 more points, 3 more receptions, 5 more points. So
no, I don't have him in any leagues, but I believe if I had him, I would be starting him.
Oh yeah, I have him in quite a few.
It's just he's got a huge upside.
Yeah. I started him, but it was so frustrating every time. Every time he got targeted, I'm like, oh, that's like 40 yards.
Right.
Yeah, like look at that.
Like, come on, man. He'd have had over 100 yards easy today.
Easy.
That's why I'm asking about that Watson kid. Is this real with him and Aaron Rodgers? Boy, I'm gonna get him. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and snatch him up.
You can try.
Wire.
Yeah, if he isn't already, he's probably on a lot of
wires.
A lot of wires. You're right. Okay. Well, guess who showed up today in the Colts Raiders game? All of a sudden, I saw Jonathan.
Oh, Mr. JT.
You see that?
Dude, that is my man. He got me 70 points in the league. I'm like, wow. Yeah. He hasn't done that. He hasn't come close to that all year.
Well, for the first game. Besides the first game.
Yeah, that's about it. Like
when he was down and not doing well, I was able to acquire him. I was, you know, the manager was tired of him, so I was able to get him on my squad. I think all I gave up was I gave up Hawkinson, and it misses me right now. But yeah, I was able to get him on my squad. Oh, it was
being
Robinson.
Huge. That could end up being huge because if he becomes anything close to his draft position, that's a problem.
Yeah. That's why I didn't let him go. But I'm still going to – I don't know if I'll make the playoffs in that league because of him. So –
Yeah, he kind of messed me up in a couple of leagues too, where it's like I drafted him very early, and I've been losing weeks because he's been losing weeks.
Yeah. It was Hawkinson and Pollard. That's what it was. Hawkinson and Pollard. and I got JT.
Yeah, you might have won that trade. We'll see. We
I don't
still
know.
got some fantasy games to play, but that
Yeah.
sound like if he start playing like that, like, and running backs tend to do that.
Yeah,
Like every year, there's a couple of running backs that late in the season, the second half of the season is way different than the first.
Yeah, you're right. But Pollard, I don't know. Pollard,
Man, we done called that before the season started. I done told everybody in July that Pollard was the back to
yeah,
have in
you
Dallas.
did say that. You did say
Word
yeah.
that.
and bond, yo.
I remember
I
you
like
saying
the way he run. I just don't want him to do that bullshit against the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, he nice. He nice. If I had him, I would definitely be starting him.
Yeah. Well, that one was Goddard and JT for Pollard and Hawkinson. That's what it was.
Goddard and JT
Mm-hmm. For Pollard and
for
Hawkinson. And I have
Speaking of
RB
Goddard,
depth. So
Speaking of Goddard, he's turning into a great tight end in the NFL. We're gonna see what happened tomorrow night. We didn't get to Monday yet,
no.
but
yeah.
what else we got? What else we got on
All right.
the?
Well, we're talking about the games that just ended up. We got Packers, Cowboys.
Yeah.
So my cheer
Arizona.
usually lose. Cowboys lose.
We're gonna do that.
Mr. Ertz is out. Kyler Murray's out. What are we doing? They're about to be a terrible team. Like everybody's about to become useless.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wouldn't say everybody. Rondale Moore, I have him in a few leagues and I played him. He's still a PPR machine. He's still going because he can be used in intermediate and deep shots. And so yeah, Rondale Moore now D-Hop was a little bit lessened in value, but Rondale Moore, he was still peppered with targets, and apparently it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, he's still going to get his targets.
I have James Conner on two teams, and
D-Hop,
I don't want him. If you want James Conner, hit me up. I got him on a couple teams.
Gotcha.
Like he gets on my nerves.
Thing is, D-Hop had a decent game though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, I didn't know that.
Not great though. Like again, we're talking about draft positions. Like where you drafted him, are you getting me the points? Are you returning on my investment?
I drafted D-Hop in like the 12th,
like 10th, 11th round. Yeah.
Yeah, like he had 98 yards today with Colt McCoy.
That's great.
You know,
that's great.
You know,
the like, target. Oh yeah, throw me the ball. I'll do something.
Yeah. 10 receptions. I don't know how many targets he had, but
10 receptions. You got to figure Colt McCoy is out there running for his life, probably, and like I need help. And that release valve is good to have a release valve. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to play Colt McCoy. Good. I had to play Colt McCoy because I had Murray and Burrow is on of course on bye. I had to play Colt McCoy.
Probably picked up Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he was nobody was available. But looks like I'm gonna win that game, so it's fine. I guess so. What we're looking at tonight. We went through everybody.
So Guru, what you looking like for the week?
Oh, so far, I got 5, 6. Right. Well, right now it's kind of up in the air. I'm at like 6. I'm like 6 and 3, and then the others are literally in the air. The other 4 you can go either way. You guys know I have a lot of Philly cheese stack with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, so I have a lot of that.
Now I do have a bit of that. I've got AJ in the league, but I'm down by too much unless he go bananas. And I got Hurts in 2 leagues, but I'm down by too much unless he goes bananas. So if they go bananas, hey, you never know.
And I have CMC in a few leagues
to go bananas, and he got me 3 points.
Yes, I'm looking for CMC in a couple leagues to go off tonight. And I picked up Palmer, of course, Josh Palmer and Chargers. And then
in one league I have McLaurin and Devontae Smith tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So while I am down, you know how the Eagles kind of do every week. Somebody different is the star. I think it's going to be Devontae Smith week, and I think for Washington it might be McLaurin's week. And if that happens, I could still win that week.
Yeah, I got a little bit right. I'm looking like four. I'm looking at like 4-1 right now, depending 4-2. I mean, I'm sorry, 3-2, 4-1. But it depends. I got a lot of people to play in one. I need about 100 points, but I got.
But so for tonight,
I got. This is it right here. I got Hurts to play, McCaffrey, Ayuk, and Sanders. I got to cover, and she's done. That's what.
I mean, are you losing right now?
Yeah, I'm losing
by how much?
By 100 points.
Oh, you got 100. Got more players?
I think I got 100 in it. Yeah, unless something happens.
100 in that. Something stupid will have to happen. One of them will have to get hurt or something.
Exactly. And that's with Sheree.
That's nice to have left, yo. I wish I had a lineup like that left.
And that's with C Breezy.
Oh, C Breezy, the one that keep coming in our leagues and winning. Oh, she get on my nerve. I beat her last week, I think. I beat her last week. I felt excited. I was happy as a lark. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I'm tired of her beating everybody. It's corny because she make a lot of moves too. And sometimes it seems irrational. I'm like, you're dropping a player that's the same player, but then the next week the player she picked up goes off. And I'm like, how did you know? How did you know that?
Maybe she's a guru. She one of them. I don't know, guru.
I don't know. Who we got tonight, guru?
What you mean as far as the game? Niners and Chargers.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, Josh Palmer, I'm looking for him to explode. Everybody on the Niners team should be able to do something. It's going to be the first game that we have everybody. It's going to be the first game we have everybody in the Niners offense. So tonight will be a telltale sign of what their offensive outlook is going to be for the rest of the season. You got Debo, you got Kittle, Ayuk, and of course CMC. So it'll be good.
So I guess I know who you picking. What's the spread, bro? What's the spread?
Oh, Niners 6. Niners
by 6 at least. Okay, bet.
Yeah. Oh, you mean as far as what I think? Oh no, that's the Vegas spread. I have Niners.
You talked about all this. You ain't even say nothing about my man, Mr. Eckler. You act like he ain't out there and he ain't the same as McCaffrey. They're the same player, bro. Eckler and McCaffrey are the same player. It's all about if you give him the ball, he'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the difference though. On Chargers team, what do you have? You have Austin Excellence.
I have Keenan Allen. That's for
otherwise known Austin Eckler, and that's all you have though. And then you got Palmer as the number 1. But he's really the number 3. You don't have Keenan.
Right.
You don't have Mike Williams.
It might get ugly. I hope it doesn't get ugly. I hope it's a good game.
But that's the point.
I'm going Niners, but I'm saying 9. Niners,
you
9
can put 8
points.
in the box.
With San Fran, 9, bro.
Who you gonna stick on the Niners team? Who you gonna focus on? Focus on Debo?
What I'm hoping is that somehow the Vikings knock the Niners out of the playoffs and we just host the Vikings back in Philly like we did in 2017. And we beat their asses again and go back to the Super Bowl and make it happen once again. Anyway. I'm going with the Niners tonight, though. What about tomorrow? Who you got?
Eagles. He must have Eagles.
Guru. Who you got?
Go Eckler.
Guru.
Eckler getting started already.
Oh, he gonna get his.
Yeah, he gets started already.
Don't act like you ain't hear me. Who you got tomorrow night, Guru?
Oh, you already know. I got Wash Bucket. It's gonna be the upset of the week.
The upset
It's
of
gonna
the
be the
year.
second upset of the week.
The upset
Yep.
of the year. I don't think the Vikings over Buffalo was an upset, by the way, in case that's what you're referring to. I thought the Vikings were the better team in the first place. Buffalo, so you know how they keep in all these power rankings, they keep making the Eagles like 3 or 4, even though we're undefeated, and they try to attribute it to record. I go with, guess what? These are all NFL teams, and our defense is elite. So I think that's the difference. You know, I don't think Buffalo puts up 30 points on Philadelphia. Neither does Kansas City. So, but we're here to talk about fantasy.
I mean, that definitely equates to fantasy.
It does.
But
I would love if I had the Eagles defense. I stopped my nephew from dropping them in 2 leagues.
Yeah.
I should have just let him drop it
Yeah, I
and not
know.
told nobody.
I'm playing
and
against
picked them
him.
up
Thanks.
myself.
Thanks. I'm playing against him. Thanks a
He's
lot.
talking about 2 turnovers every week. That's basically what they averaging. Pretty close. It's like 1.7 turnovers per week, every game. Almost 2 turnovers a game, yo. It's crazy.
Your boy Everett looks fired up tonight.
Yeah, I got him. I'm rocking him. I'm rocking him in 2 leagues. He better be fired up or I'm going to be mad. I'm going to lose my weeks anyway, but I want to see you do something. Because nobody else did nothing. So crazy some of the letdowns I had.
Yeah, I had a few. But
I'm hoping we're just getting into the cold season. I was happy to see the snow in Buffalo.
What was that? Carter.
No, you're a couple of seconds ahead of me.
Carter. Like a 30-yarder.
Well, fellas, I love being the third phase of fantasy. But I've got some things to take care of, and I think we did pretty good. The game has started. People are watching the game. Enjoy the game. Make sure if you got somebody tomorrow, you got them in that starting lineup because I think it's going to be a lot of points put up. I do. And it might not be by both teams, but I think it's going to be a lot of points put up.
Yeah, it should be.
Might be surprised.
Yeah, I know. I think fantasy-wise, I think I'm going. I would.
It's been a weird weekend already.
started
We had a
the other
bunch
guy.
of jabronis and just Joes and just Jags just scoring touchdowns today. So.
Yeah, just people that you would not expect doing that, and they doing it. So Monday night is usually an extension of Sunday night. So be prepared to put up some points. You might win your week, really.
All right. With that, 3 faces. We on the way out. Everybody have a good fantasy week. Good luck.